Welcome to online classes of Telangana State Board of Intermediate Education. Today we are going to learn about Computer Science first year Paper 1 Computer Fundamentals and Microsoft Office. Under this we are going to discuss about Unit 2 Overview of Computer Hardware and Operating System. Unit 2 consists of two parts. So we'll see the first part here. Unit 2 Part 1 Overview of Computer Hardware and Operating Systems. Overview of this chapter. Firstly, we'll see identifying computer hardware and components. Then next, assembling, disassembling a computer. The next, installation of Windows 10 operating system, followed by introduction to Windows 10 operating system. Computer hardware. The physical components that make up a computer system is called computer hardware. Various types of hardware devices or computer components are monitor, keyboard, mouse, motherboard, central processing unit, random access memory, power supply, hard drive, solid state drive, optical drive, network interface card, and sound card. Monitor. Monitor is commonly called as visual display unit. It is the main output device of a computer. The monitor displays video and graphics information generated by the computer. Types of monitors: CRT monitors, LCD monitors, LED monitors, OLED monitors, touchscreen monitors. In this slide, we have types of monitors. As you can see the images of types of monitors. On your left, we have a CRT monitor, and in the middle, we have LCD monitor and LED monitor. And on your right, you can see a touchscreen monitor. Keyboard. The keyboard is one of the most frequently used and oldest input devices. Using a keyboard, the user can type text and commands. The keys on a computer keyboards are often classified as follows: alphanumeric keys, which consist of letters and numbers. Punctuation keys consist of comma, period, semicolon, and so on. Special keys. Special keys will include function keys, control keys, arrow keys, caps lock key, escape key, and so on. In this image, we can see a QWERTY model keyboard consisting of various types of keys as discussed in the previous slide. Mouse or pointing device. A device with which you can control the movement of the pointer to select items on a display screen. Examples of various types of mouse that can be used in computers as well as tabs, mouse, trackball, touchpad, touchscreen, graphic tablets pen, light pen, S pen are some of the examples of pointing devices. Motherboard. The motherboard is the main component of a computer. All the components of a computer are directly or indirectly connected to the motherboard. It is the board with integrated circuitry that connects the other parts of the computer, including the CPU, RAM, disk drives, central processing unit. Central processing unit, also called as a processor or main processor, is the electronic circuitry within a computer used for performing the basic arithmetic, logic, controlling, and input-output operations specified by the instructions. random access memory. Random access memory or RAM is the physical hardware component inside a computer that temporarily stores data, serving as the computer's working memory. Power supply. The power supply unit or switch mode power supply is the piece of hardware that's used to convert the power provided from the outlet into usable power for the many parts inside the computer case. Hard disk. A hard disk is a hardware component which is also called as disk drive, hard drive, or hard disk drive. It is the secondary storage device that stores data recorded electromagnetically in a concentric circles or tracks on the disk. Solid state drives. These are the latest in-drive technology that we have in the computer industry to make use of flash memory technology. Advantages of solid state drives are faster data access, lower access times and latency, durability, less power consumption. Optical drive. Optical drives retrieve or store data on optical discs like CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray discs. CD stands for compact disc. CDs are circular discs that use optical rays, usually lasers, to read and write data. A CD contains 700 MB memory and 4.75 inches in diameter with a small hole in its center. A compact disc is a thin wafer of polycarbonate, plastic, and metal. The metal layer is pure aluminum onto the polycarbonate surface. DVD, digital versatile disc or digital video disc, is a digital optical disc storage format. Single layer DVD supports up to 4.7 GB and dual layer DVD supports up to 8.5 GB of storage. Similarly, Blu-ray DVD, the next generation optical disc format meant for higher storage. Single layer Blu-ray DVD stores up to 25 GB and dual layer Blu-ray DVD stores up to 50 GB of storage. In this slide, you can see an image of optical discs, CDs and DVDs. As you can see, CD can store up to 700 MB, DVD can store up to 4.7 GB if it is of single layer, 8.5 GB if it is of dual layer. Similarly, Blu-ray DVD 25 GB if it is of single layer, 50 GB if it is of dual layer. Network interface card. A network interface card is an electronic device that allows a computer to connect to a network. NICs may be used for both wired and wireless connections. Sound card. A sound card is an expansion card for producing sound on a computer that can be heard through speakers or headphones. Assembling the computer system. Here are the steps for assembling a computer system. Before starting assembling the computer system, make sure you have the screws and screwdriver for those. The first step for assembling the computer system starts with mounting the processor on the processor socket of the motherboard. The heatsink will be attached on top of the processor. The CPU fan is also attached on top of the heatsink. Attach the RAM modules in the corresponding slots. Now the motherboard is to be fixed vertically in the tower case and screws are fixed from behind of the motherboard. In the next step, install the optical drives at the top front end of the cabinet and screw it. Install the hard disk drive and floppy disk drive below optical drive and screw it. Now the motherboard is to be fixed vertically in the tower case and the screws are fixed from behind of the motherboard. Now line up the power supply at the top back end of the cabinet and screw it. In the next step, install the internal cards to its socket and attach the cables or power cable to it. Cover the cabinet tower by placing it and pressing towards front side and screw it. Connect the external devices with CPU at its appropriate socket. It includes mouse and keyboard, USB connectors, monitor at the video output socket, connect the power cable to the back of SMPS, plug in the power cable to the electric board. Finally, select a compatible operating system and follow the instructions to perform OS installation. Operating systems definition. An operating system is a system software that manages computer hardware, software resources, and provides common services for computer programs. Examples: MS-DOS, Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac OS, iOS, Android. Installation of Windows 10 operating system. Installing Windows 10. To start Windows install or upgrade process, you need to configure your computer to boot from a CD or DVD before booting to the hard drive. In order to do this, you need to perform the following steps. Access the computer's BIOS setup and then change the computer's boot sequence. Set the CD or DVD drive as the first boot device. And next, save the changes made and exit the BIOS setup. Then place the Windows OS disk in the CD or DVD drive or connect a USB drive to the computer. Turn on or restart the computer. As the computer is starting up, it should see the installation disk or drive and show a message similar to press any key to boot from CD. Then on the Windows setup screen, select your language, time and currency format and keyboard layout. Click the next button to continue. And after selecting language, time and currency format, keyboard layout, click on the next button. When you reach the installer screen, select Install Now and follow the instructions to install Windows 10 on your PC. And in the next step, enter Windows product activation key given with the Windows disk. And after that, accept the end user license agreement and terms and conditions after reading carefully. And in the next step, choose the installation method as custom install Windows only. And then select the drive to install Windows on. Here we can format a drive as well. Now you wait until all Windows files are copied successfully. Once all the files are copied, it will go for personalization settings. Now for Windows personalization settings, use Express Settings method. In the next step, you can also decide if you want to turn on the Cortana voice-based personal assistant feature. Some people may not want to use Cortana as this allows Microsoft to collect user information. If you ask us, Cortana is one of the best features in Windows 10 like Siri in Apple computers. Now Windows 10 is ready. Once we log in, we can get desktop to begin. Introduction to Windows 10 operating system. Under this we will see new start menu, Cortana integration, Microsoft Edge web browser, virtual desktops, universal apps, action center, Xbox app and streaming, desktop and security improvements. New start menu. Microsoft has brought back the start menu. Now when you click on the start button at the bottom left of the screen, you get two panels side by side, with the left column showing pinned, recently and most used apps. Right column features a selection of live tiles that you can customize, resize and reorganize. Cortana integration. Microsoft Windows 10 operating system will bring voice-controlled digital assistant Cortana to desktop computers. Actually, it is based on voice command to make it easier by telling your PC to do so. Microsoft Edge web browser. Internet Explorer was replaced by Microsoft Edge, which features a new rendering engine called 𝗳-HTML. Edge also integrates with the Cortana digital assistant to provide voice control, search and personalized information to users. The features are competitive speed, scribbling over web pages, a feed of personalized content, perfect integration with Windows 10, built-in Cortana assistants, touchscreen gestures, reading support, snoozing tabs for later. Virtual desktops. Unless you have a multi-monitor setup, it can be easy to run out of screen space. For that reason, Windows 10 provides multiple desktops that you can work in and quickly switch between multiple windows. Universal apps. To make the transition across devices more seamless, Microsoft is introducing a new category of software called universal apps, which uses the same code but adapt their interface to the device in your hand. Action Center. Windows 10 will provide a new way to look at all your notifications in one place is called Action Center. It collects alerts from your device from all your apps similar to the notifications drawers in iOS and Android. Xbox app and streaming. Microsoft Corporation has developed Xbox application for games streaming through Windows 10 operating system. We can meet up with friends online and see what your friends are playing by using Xbox gaming console. Desktop and security improvements. Microsoft Windows 10 operating system includes Windows Defender application by default. Windows Defender is just a changed version of Microsoft Security Essentials. Windows Defender have antivirus protection to safeguard your computer system. Windows Defender provides security from malicious attacks, virus attacks, and even some of the remote attacks. So Windows Defender safeguards your operating system and Windows 10 PC. Multitasking. In an operating system, process of allowing a user to perform more than one task running at a time is called multitasking. Example, printing a letter while listening to your favorite music, or printing a letter while checking emails. File system. In computing, file system controls how data is stored and retrieved. In other words, it is the method and data structure that an operating system uses to keep track of files on a disk or partition. The following file systems are supported by Windows 10 operating system. FAT, File Allocation Table. It is further classified into FAT16 and FAT32. FAT16 is seen in the old traditional MS-DOS operating system, whereas the FAT32 can be seen in Windows 98, Windows Millennium Edition, Windows 2000 and Windows XP operating systems. NTFS, New Technology File System. It was introduced by Microsoft Corporation in the year 1993. Windows NT and currently most common file systems can read NTFS files and data. Most of the operating systems of Windows Server line use this format as well. EXFAT, Extensible File Allocation Table. This file system is introduced by Microsoft Corporation in the year 2006 for a better optimization of flash memories such as SD cards, USB flash drives, etc. REFS, Resilient File System. It is the latest development of Microsoft Corporation and it is introduced along with the Windows 8 operating systems. It stores the files on particular disk with better optimization and rapid speed and better scalability. Desktop components. The moment we start a Windows 10 PC, immediately the first screen appears on the screen is called as desktop. Desktop shows various components. These components are desktop shortcuts, the taskbar, the start button, Windows search, task view, file explorer, taskbar programs, volume controller, date and time settings. Control panel. The control panel is a component of Microsoft Windows operating system that provides the ability to view and change the system settings. In one word, we can say the control panel is a central point where we can change the settings related to software as well as hardware devices. In the image, you can see a control panel along with the various icons. The control panel is used for adjust your computer settings like system and security settings, network and internet settings, hardware and sound settings, settings related to programs, similarly user accounts and family safety, appearance and personalization settings, clock, language and region setting, ease of access settings for better optimization of visual display. File Explorer. Windows Explorer is now called File Explorer in Windows 10. It is used to navigate and manage the drives, folders and files on your computer. In the image, you can see how a File Explorer under Windows 10 looks alike. We can see here the categorization of drives, folders as well as files. Device Manager. Device Manager is a control panel applet in Microsoft Windows operating systems. It allows the users to view and control the hardware attached to the computer system. In the image, you can see a list of hardware devices connected to the computer. And each device again shows an options like update driver, disable device, uninstall device, scan for hardware changes, and properties. Display settings or display properties. Display settings allow the user to change orientation, brightness level, screen resolution, scale, and layout settings of Windows desktop. Here we can see a window where it shows the display settings related to the adjustment of brightness and color, night light, scale and layout, resolution, and orientation. Taskbar. The taskbar is a long horizontal bar with buttons and icons. The Windows 10 taskbar sits at the bottom of the screen, giving the user access to Start menu, frequently used applications icons, and it contains the following: Start menu, notifications area, task view, search box. In the image given below, you can see Start menu at the extreme bottom left. Then next we have search box. Then next we have task view, as well as on the extreme right side along with the date and time we have notifications area. And here's the part 1 of unit 2, and there are some questions for better practice. Short answer questions. What is hardware? Next, what is multitasking? And the next question is, what is control panel? And the next one is, what is file explorer? The next one is, what is device manager? And the next one is, what is folder? Similarly, if we go for the large answer questions, where we have explain various hardware components of a computer, and the second question is explain features of Windows 10 operating system. That's all, students. Here we conclude part 1 of unit 2. If you have any queries and questions, please consult your faculties. Thank you.